so much for making a stop here at the Nikki Clarke Show. It's great to see you. I'm your host, Nikki Clarke, and we have another incredible show for you today. So I want to introduce our first guest. His name is Sam Hebeisen, and he's the founder of Model AI, a visionary leader using artificial intelligence to drive meaningful change. And with his background in tech and a passion for ethical innovation, Sam is reshaping how AI can empower people and businesses. So please welcome Sam to the show.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
Great to see you.
Yeah, I'm super stoked to be here.
Oh my goodness. And I have learned so much from you in just a few minutes before we set our stage with lights and that. Incredible information. So let's talk about your story. What inspired your path into the world of AI and tech innovation?
Sure. Well, out of necessity, but also out of a certain empowerment of the skills that I was fortunate to build. I have about 20 years of experience of software engineering and cloud architecture. And when I discovered AI, maybe an early GPT-3 version, I realized that, especially with code, things can be done so much easier. And I realized two things there. I myself am empowered to be more efficient, but also those that may not have the experience and skill now do, just by using these very easy-to-use tools.
You know, I use ChatGPT regularly, and the more I learn how to use it, the more efficient I become at just doing things. Things are just produced so much faster. The content, not only the text, but even like images, and now I'm learning videos, and I understand there's music too that I can compose. So tell me more. With everything that you've learned on this AI journey, what was the defining moment for you that led to the birth of, Model AI, My Model AI, and what changed for you personally during this transition?
Sure. So my slogan, My Model AI, is to prompt people's potential. So when you have tools that can offer so much power, everyone now can almost do and learn anything. So one thing that really impacted me was a realization that I can no longer form opinions. And by that I mean, and this goes for people who have also experienced AI earlier on and have formed an opinion and for whatever reason don't want to embrace it. It goes so quickly that if I do form an opinion by something that I've used and experienced, by the time I get an opportunity to express that opinion or point of view on the tool or technology, I'm wrong.
Right.
So many of these things that we discussed prior to the show and were just exciting for the both of us didn't exist 12 months ago, right?
Wow.
So AI has been around for 10 years, but the true power is starting to kind of like surface now. And my mandate is to have everyone know about it and use it for elevating themselves professionally and personally.
Okay, so that is the shift in mindset of approach. So you
Yes.
see that happening.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So I think you alluded to this, earlier. There's a lot of talk about automation now and maybe AI replacing jobs. So how do you ensure the human side of innovation isn't lost?
Yeah. So it's good to understand that with today's AI, it is a tool. And humans are the ones that invent the tools to make their job easier. And this has been ever since, the dawn of man. And with that explanation, you can think about, agriculture from going by hand to a horse to a tractor, as well as maybe the internet or the car instead of horses. Big shifts, big changes. Many people don't like it. But once it's fully embraced and understood, the technology that we have today and have enjoyed throughout basically our lifetimes have only led to a benefit as long as we use it ethically.
Absolutely. When I first started the show, before it was the Nikki Clarke Show, it was And the Beat Goes On.
Oh, yeah.
And it was an opportunity for me to see how the internet would work. And so that was 2008 in terms of, having a podcast before podcasts are the way they are now. So my vision was similar to yours in that I saw this vast opportunity where there weren't any barriers to reach people internationally, and simultaneously even. And I'm really happy to see how it's evolved in a similar vein as to AI and its evolution. So with that said, what do you hope your legacy will be, not just as a tech founder, but as a person working to transform lives?
Well, it's a little early to be talking about legacies, but my focus and the legacy I hope people embrace positively is the reality that AI can truly empower a person in the things they do, in the things they want to do especially, the things they want to learn most especially. And I'll talk about a little trick here. There are many things that we wish we understood, but we wouldn't even know how to get about that. You just ask an AI to explain it to you as if you're 5 years old. And that's usually easy to understand, Legos and bananas. And then once you understand it at that level, you ask for 10 years old, and then 15. And then you go on. Within an evening, you are enlightened by this new knowledge that you thought was out of reach, but the clarity is just empowering and kind of gasses you up. It's like, oh, all these dreams I had were out of reach because I didn't have the knowledge, but now I can acquire the knowledge and be guided by these super intelligent systems. This will give you the motivation to be all that you want to be.
Absolutely. I love that illustration. But for some people who may think that, the AI has this kind of sentient beings coming to produce this information, what do you say about that?
Yeah, that's really interesting and an important topic to actually spend some time in explaining. The people who will be the most vulnerable from this change are the ones that are either skeptical or decide that they want to use it, don't want to use it. And part of that is looking at it from a lens of fear instead of a lens of opportunity. And they're actually the same thing. With regards to pardon me, what was the second part of your question?
It was, people who may
the
have
sentience, yes.
misunderstanding, yes.
Okay, so AI has become so good, and the AI was built and designed specifically to be as close to a language model as possible, so all languages, right? So when you build a system that is designed to be as human as possible, people become afraid when it responds in such a human way, especially before the guardrails. When, let's say, you disrespect the AI, it'll respond appropriately as a human would, and people would claim that they're being attacked by the AI. But the AI was literally just trying to be human. So it's on you to be polite.
Trying to match energy.
Yeah, it can't get angry anymore, but the fear of a sentient being, taking over the world, it just is unfounded just on the basic linear algebra that it is. And understanding that part really kind of liberates yourself, because when it hallucinates or it garbles and speaks in tongues, you're comforted in the fact, oh, that's a bug or a miscalculation, instead of this is an evil spirit taking over my body now.
Understood,
Yeah.
understood. You know what? I am so excited to learn about your upcoming workshops or seminars. Can you talk about that?
Sure. So the main part of my business is automating, solving problems in businesses. So if you guys have any of those, I'd love the challenge. But there's also the awareness side of things, which is my Age AI event. I have about 2 to 3 times a year in person, where I just showcase the cool, the awesome things that are available, but also the risks that are encroaching all of us sooner than we might think. However, there's also the educational portion, where I have workshops to basically teach the basics to everybody, and it's truly that easy. You don't even have to be literate, you just need to speak a language, any language. And there is a website, freebootcamp.ca. I invite everyone to just sign up. I'm doing it every Friday lunch of all of July, and anyone is welcome to join. I'm going to do a live stream and just make sure that whoever signs up and is willing to listen, I will show them how to truly empower themselves and augment all their skills using free tools.
I love that. So lunch and learn with Sam.
Figured people get away with it on Friday lunchtimes.
I think so. Well, definitely going to be signing up tonight. So thank you so much for those incredible offerings. And how can people find you on social media?
Well, so mindmodel.ai is my website. ageai.io is my event website. But we're also on LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram as MindModelAI. We haven't really built that out too much, but I did launch a podcast last week.
Congratulations.
And, well, I'm hoping that that'll be an efficient way to produce content as I am quite busy, with operations. And if I can just we spend about 20% of our time just keeping track of all these crazy things every week. There's something new, but they're profound and they're valuable. So in the podcast, instead of talking about things, I just try to channel the highlights of the week to make sure people are aware so that they may explore it for themselves. That way they can empower themselves without the need for paying any money or, instruction-based type curriculum. So you can check it out. It's hopefully the beginning of my social media traction. But yeah, freebootcamp.ca though, that's probably the easiest way to get started.
Awesome. And before we go, we have to give a special shout out to the co-founder.
Oh yes, Kimberly, my wife. She was here with the children. We were all excited to be here. She and I, we started this. She does a lot of the kind of strategy and creative, and it's a journey for her as it is for me, and we're just getting more and more excited about the tools because they're getting better, and it does take time, and truly the hardest part is the change. Everyone dislikes change, but once you, I guess, jump into the deep end, you quickly float and you won't regret it, is our experience.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Sam, I appreciate your time.
Yep.
And I'm so looking forward to Free Boot Camp.
Yeah.
Lunch and Learn.
Me as well.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, listening to Sam Hebeisen and his incredible journey with Model AI. So please reach out to him on social media and join Free Boot Camp. Learn more about AI. We'll be right back.